Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another weekly broadcast of my Wednesday Whispers. Hope you are all doing absolutely fantastic tonight. Tyson and I are doing great. Weather is absolutely beautiful in Carberry tonight. I'm just going to take a few seconds and wait for a few people to pop on for tonight's broadcast. Something I do want to talk about is I would like to mention and give my blessings and let you all know that I'm praying for all of these fires that are going on. Also, um, specifically, I have a beautiful viewer who watches my Wednesday Whispers, um, and unfortunately, her yard has been completely burnt. And so I just want to send my prayers out to her and everybody being affected by all these awful fires that are going on. All right. Um, so it is just absolutely awful. And there's such a power in prayer. And so I'm asking you, my viewers, to take a moment to pray for them as well. It is just absolutely awful what is going on. All right. So, all my best to all of you who are being affected with those fires right now. All right. Good evening to you all. Thank you for being here. Good evening, Austin, Lorraine. Hi, Rox. Good evening. Hello. Norma, hi. Just one second, you guys. I just have a small little issue that I'm going to ask Tyson to help me with here real quick. I don't have any chat on the side. Everyone say hi, Tyson. He's my guy. Um, uh, Lori, go Jets go. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you so much. There it is. It's much easier to read that. Okay. Hi, Valerie. Uh, Delcy. Hello. Danielle. Tamra. Taylor. Hi. Hi, everybody. Jen. Good evening to you all. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, so I would like to wish everybody, the beautiful moms out there, a happy Mother's Day this Sunday. All right. Best wishes to all of you this Mother's Day. All right. I do have enough people to get rolling. Hi, everybody. Andrea, Christine, Harmony, Melissa, Jamie, hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight on this beautiful Wednesday night. All right, just going to take a few seconds and put myself into that state of mind. But before I do, as I always mention, if you could please write me a comment if you feel that I am indeed connected with your loved one. And if you could, let me know as soon as you're thinking that. It just makes the process flow a lot easier for me. And if you could please do that. If someone has already spoken for that loved one, but you feel that kind of sounds like mine too, please say something anyways. I will work out the details. I will work it all out. Okay. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Yes, you betcha. Mother's Day is going to be beautiful. Hey, hi, Madison. Hello, Betty. Nice to see you on. Shan, hello. Good evening, everyone. All right. Like I said, now I'm just going to take a few seconds, put myself in that state of mind, and get rolling. All right. All right. The first loved one that I would love to bring forward. I feel a strong connection with this male here. All right. He shows me his brown hair. He shows me I really this isn't a tall man. This isn't a tall man, by no means. All right. Um, he's smiling from ear to ear. He shows me his complexion. He shows me he looks like he tans nice. I can say that too. All right. Um, I've asked him, how come he's no longer here, and he lets me know there was some health problems, and once you tied them all together, okay, um, I don't feel an exact sickness like cancer or something of that nature. This seems like two, three, four things all kind of rolled into one. Okay, he just showed me some swelling in his legs. So I'm not sure if that's heart or if he's trying to show me that he's diabetic. I'm not really sure on that. Okay. But he just shows me a couple of different health concerns that, that all rolled into one has caused him to no longer be here. But he lets me know that he joined his wife. Okay. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was bittersweet. It was beautiful. Um, his lovely, lovely wife. And she's here too. I have a two-person combo here for somebody. I have like a mom and a dad or something like that here tonight. All right. Hmm, interesting. Okay. I asked him, give me some details. All right. And he shows me like what looks like a road sign. Okay. And all I can make out very clearly is the letter P. Okay. Just showing me like where they were from. Okay. Ah, all right. Hey. Um, Hi, Margaret, Johanna. Hi, Echo, Deanna, Tracy. Hey, Melissa, miss you too. As I was saying, that this gentleman, he's here with his wife, and he lets me know they are of. If you don't mind me saying it this way, he wants me to make it clear. He's and very proud of it. Somebody, him or his wife, I'm not sure which one, or both, are of Aboriginal descent. They let me know that. All right. Um, and I need to tell you, he's showing me like putting I don't know, putting out like smoke with a blanket. Okay. Very interesting. Um, not too sure what that's about. Okay. Hi, Kyla, Glenn. Hello. Um, so as I was saying, this wonderful man, and it's really interesting. As I connected with him first, it really feels like his wife is more of the talker, though. She's patiently waiting, and she tells me that her daughter really needs to hear from them, and her daughter has been talking to them lots. Okay, um, and mom here, mom, she's such a funny person. Okay, um, she's the gift of the gab for sure. All right, and she's such a personality, and all of a sudden, kids just swarmed to her. Kids just loved her. Okay. Oh, I think that might have been like her profession. I think like maybe a teacher or foster parent or something of that nature. Children just flock to her. Okay, absolutely, absolutely beautiful woman. Okay, hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, as I was saying, mom and dad, husband and wife here, they're doing absolutely fantastic. Um, they're together. They're happy. Okay. And what's really important for me to tell you is how they're watching over you. Okay. Very, very, very much so. Um, they want nothing but great things for the entire family. I feel some sadness, though. I feel like there's been some things that have been going on, and they're just very much making you know that, trying to show you that they're listening, and they're watching over. Um, Maybe my mom and dad. You kept cutting out, so I'm not sure what else you said. Okay, rocks. Definitely could be. Sorry about that. Tyson and I just want to quickly say we've been having a little bit of troubles. We don't know why. I had so much better streaming in Swan River, and now here in Carberry, we bought all new equipment, and we are trying our very best to iron out the kinks to have the very best streaming experience. So I apologize to you guys if things are cutting in and out, freezing. All right. So, but as I was saying, rocks, I'm asking for something very specific here, real quick, before I move on. Of To give you to see if this is indeed your mom and dad. And I just want to say, mom, she's so funny. She wants to give you the biggest hug and tells you everything's going to be all right. I need to talk about something like something about a rabbit's foot. I don't know. You're always talking with them. That's fantastic, rocks. Okay. They're with you. They are with you, and just want you to know that. Okay. You'll get through hard times. Okay. And interestingly, I don't know if retirement is on your mind, but I just read it real quick. It was just a flash, and that was coming from your dad. I just want to make that clear to you. That maybe you should start considering that in the near future, something like that, something about retirement, or maybe you have already been thinking about it this last bit, or something of that, because dad is making that very clear. Okay. And I just want to quickly say that there'll be blue skies here, just meaning symbolically that the skies are going to be brighter real soon. All right. So thank you so much, Rox. I do indeed have to move on. All right. Thank you so much, though. Mm. Okay. Okay. Yes. That makes sense. Thank you for writing that to me real quick. I don't know if you heard it, if I was freezing or not, but they were showing me like something about like putting smoke out with a blanket, and so I just needed to tell you that in case you missed that. All right. Your dad was showing me that, like trying to put it out, and I was just seeing the smoke, and so I just had to say that to you. So it's just interesting. All right. So just know that they very much were listening to you, and they're right there with you. All right. So thank you so much, Roxy. You are most welcome. All right. Okay. All right. The next loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have this gentleman who hmm, hmm, I need to talk about. hmm, He shows me. Sorry, I was just watching him. He shows me how he went to heaven into eternal life as a senior. Okay, how old was he? Um, it looks like to me to be in about the late 70s. Okay. And I need to tell you how very kind, very gentle man. But having said that, he shows me towards the end of his life having what looks like dementia or Alzheimer's, being very forgetful. That much I can see from him. And he shows me how he talks about how when he did indeed have, Alzheimer's or dementia or something of that nature, like that he would have, little outbursts is kind of how it's feeling. Okay. And he wants me to talk about that. All right. And that wasn't his usual behavior. Okay. Before this illness, he was very kind, very, just extremely personable. Um, would never raise his voice really at anybody. And, he had to be really mad type of person. And, but he talks about how the Alzheimer's dementia changed that a little bit for him. Okay. And the moment he passed, that was all gone, and he was right back to the beautiful man that he was prior to that. It's interesting. I'm asking him for a little bit more detail, and he shows me that he's a bit of a smaller man. Okay, what do I mean by that? Just the way it looks. 5'7", maybe 5'8". Okay, I think definitely not a big man. Okay, um, interesting. He just really. Oh, thank you so much, Kyla. That's extremely sweet of you. Um, this wonderful man, like I said, he he really drew my eyes to his hearing aid. Okay, I don't know why they don't do that very often. That's interesting. But he wanted me to talk about his hearing aid. Something about his hearing aid. Okay. He's showing me his stature a little bit more. I can clearly see. Like I said, he's not a big man, and he's also on the thinner side. Okay, but such a nice smile. Okay, he shows me how his Alzheimer's or dementia was. It appears to me, that he probably looks like to me like he had it for a couple of years before his passing. Okay. Um, mhm. And he wants all of his family and friends and loved ones to know the moment he passed, it was all gone, and he just felt so much better. Life in heaven is so beautiful, calming. Okay, he just showed me that he can fish again. Hmm. Okay, and he shows me what looks like having a real like for an old car. And to be honest, I'm not. I was gonna say I think he loved old cars in general, but I think he's actually more going centering in on one in particular. So I don't know if he had one that a classic old car that he loved, or what he means by that. But he's really giving me that inclination that he had asked like a specific car that he absolutely loved. Okay, um, Jamie, Joe. Okay. Um, all right, Jamie. I'm not sure, but I will just keep on rolling. Okay. He shows me that he was definitely an outdoorsy guy. I want to say it looks like he was a farmer. Okay. By what he's showing me, the things about him. Okay. That's the next thing I need to say, Jamie, if that makes sense to you. All right. Extremely proud family man all the way. Okay. Um, Danielle, this sounds like a friend of my grandfather's who passed a few months before him. They fished together. Okay, Danielle, possibly. I'm going to ask for something very specific, and you let me know. Okay. And I just want to say, Danielle, when I read, as I was literally reading your words that you typed, I want to say that I just need to say that this man, you would say he was cute, like a cute old man. Do you get that? Uh, what I'm seeing, like, what a cute old man. Okay. Um, and Margaret sounds a lot like my grandpa. All right. Again, I need specific so we can figure it out. Um, hmm, that's interesting. Okay, but not sure. I asked him, give me something really specific, and he shows me um, being in heaven with what looks like a sister to him. I mean, okay, showing me that he is in heaven with his sister also. Okay, okay, Danielle. Yes, definitely. Okay, all right, Danielle. Okay. I just need to let you know that his smile, that cute old man he's just he's vibrant and he's happy and he just wants you. Oh, there we go. Okay. As you said, Danielle, that this was your grandfather's friend. It's like he was like your uncle, though. I feel it. He shows me that like a you knew him for quite a while. It's like he shows me you. What I can tell you is he shows me you around the age of looks like 13 or so, and that you knew him at least then and on type of thing. Okay, that's what he shows me, and he's kind of like an uncle to you. Really, is how it's feeling. Obviously, he's not really, but that doesn't matter. Okay, to him, you guys were like that, and he just wants you to know that he is doing absolutely fantastic. Oh, you speak to his wife. She's very, very deaf. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Yep, absolutely. I send his love to her, okay? His daughter was my mom's best friend. I was there often. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. And as I read your words, again, that's just how it works. When that you were there often, I see you being outside a lot. So I don't know if the yard is big or what the situation is, but you really enjoyed being out on the yard at this place. Okay, that's what this wonderful man is showing me. Okay, and Danielle, I need to tell you, he shows me you being a smaller person. I don't know why, but he did. Like especially when you were like a young girl. He shows me that you were smaller. Okay? Um, and you were a very, very curious child. You were kind of, you know, wanted to be in everything, on on this yard. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And he talked about that. Excuse me. He talked about that, about how his dementia changed him briefly, but that was only temporary. Okay. Um, and it saddened him now to know what had happened, the way that he had treated people and stuff like that, as he got very, very angry. Yeah, absolutely. So just know that it's all gone, and yeah, you were super tiny. Absolutely, he showed that to me. Again, he's just going to give me small little details, that just so you know for sure that this is him. All right, and Danielle, know that he's doing very well. He sends his love to all of you, and hopefully, maybe you could possibly. Um, Possibly tell his wife that he still am and very curious. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So know that, like I said, he sends his love out to all of you. All right, Danielle. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to connect with him tonight. It was absolutely great. All right. The next loved one that I would love to bring forward is, I have an older lady here. Okay. She lets me know, first off, she lets me know that she is no longer here. She had some heart problems. Okay. Thank you, Danielle, for doing that. That would be absolutely great. Okay. Um, so, as I was saying, this wonderful, wonderful lady who had some heart problems. It appears to me that her passing, about 83-ish, I think is what she's telling me, somewhere like that. Okay. Um, she has an extremely, um, oh, Bonnie, yes, absolutely. Okay. Um, this woman, I need to tell you how her personality comes through really strong for me to talk about. Um, I don't want to say she's opinionated, but she called it how it was. Okay. Very blunt type of person. Okay. Um, doesn't mean she wasn't kind though. Okay, just very to the point, direct. Didn't feel the need to sugarcoat absolutely anything. Family was very, very important to her. Okay. Um, I need to talk about. I believe she's showing me a daughter relationship. There's her daughter, and then her daughter after that is possibly tuning in. I think maybe that's where what she means by this. Okay, I feel the female bloodline coming down here. Okay. She shows me that hmm, it looks like she's trying to express to me that her husband passed. He passed of heart issues as well, but his seemed more sudden, more direct, like a heart attack or something of that nature. I think that's what I'm seeing here. I think so. Okay. This wonderful, this motherly figure. I'm not sure if it's her mom or grandma here who's trying to connect. Uh, she shows me that she absolutely loved her garden, very much so. Okay. She shows me that her flowers were beautiful. Okay. She worked really, really hard at that. That's beautiful. Okay. And I know a lot did, as I'm talking, in those days, but hmm, she just showed me she made way too many potatoes always, and then she would always be giving them away because she would plant way too many potatoes. Okay. That was really, really interesting. Um, and then, like, she could feed a community with those potatoes. All right. But she loved to gift them, to family and to whoever needed. All right. Um, she shows me. I need to talk about who she's trying to connect with here is really struggling with their work environment. I hope that's okay to say, but I see it. Someone's really struggling with their work environment here, and she's just letting you know that she's around. She hears, what you're going through. Okay. Um, she shows me she has a bit of a round face. She moved on to that. She's a bit, a rounder face, short hair. Okay. Hmm. And she wants me to talk about somebody driving a. What is that? I can see it. It's a Ford SUV. I think it's called. I think it's an Escape. Okay. She shows that to me as well. An older Escape. Okay. I don't know. Hmm. But anyways, this wonderful, wonderful woman is watching over all of you, looking over all of you, and doing very, very well. Okay. Her garden is beautiful in heaven. Okay. Oh, the tomatoes you just showed me. Oh, the tomatoes. Mhm. You just want to just eat them. Grab one and eat one. They look so good. Just very talented at that. All right. Okay. Hmm. All right. The next loved one that I want to bring forward is I have another wonderful lady here who her passion was feeding people. She loved to cook and cook and cook and cook. Okay. She lets me know that she is somebody's baba here. Okay. She shows me that her door was always open, and you would go there. You could go there, at 10 o'clock at night, and she would feed you. Okay. Um, her door was always open for her family, for her kids, for her grandkids especially. Um, she just had such a big heart for family. Okay. Um, this wonderful lady. She shows me that she also enjoyed sewing. Okay. The reason why I say that, I believe, is she shows me this old sewing machine. Okay. I don't know if somebody has that sewing machine or where she's exactly going with that, but I need to talk about this old antique looking sewing machine. Okay. She shows me that she didn't live in a huge house. I'm not saying it was tiny, but I don't know why she's showing me that she lives in this kind of like bungalow style home, and especially I think this is later in life, as after they retired or something of that nature. I think. Okay, and like I said, she was always cooking something. Um, I've asked her how come she's no longer here. I really don't know. She's not really letting me know. I don't know. I'm not getting an answer about that. She's just kind of like, I don't want to talk about that. She's just moving on. Okay. Um, I'm just watching her, listening to her. Sorry. Um, hmm. Shows me I can hear the TV. The TV is on. The TV is on lots. Um, Afternoon programs, stuff like that. Okay. Um, I can hear the TV in between her work. Absolutely. Work came first, though. Okay. She shows me this little one car garage. I need to talk about that. It's very clear. It's just I asked her, give me some little details that someone would get this right away, and she shows me this little older one car garage. Okay, because at the at the end of her life, excuse me, towards the end of her life, um, she was alone, as in her husband passed first. Okay, and she lived some time just by herself. All right, and that's why she drew me to this little one car garage just to show me that it's just her. Okay, and she moved on to her front step, her front cement step, and it looks like it's not crumbling, but it definitely could use some repair, is how she's showing it. And interesting, she shows me now she moved on to the front of the house, and it very much looks like a white house. It looks white to me. Okay, and she puts those sun. I don't want to call them shutters. I'm not sure what the word is over the windows. Okay, she shows that to me too. Okay, awning. Thank you, love. Awning. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. All right. And okay. So just know that she comes tonight just with an extremely loving heart. Okay. She's going to go, and she's got some bird watching to do. Your mom had those awnings, Andrea. Okay. Um, right before I read that, Andrea, I just want to say I need to talk about that, about bird watching, something like loving birds. Okay. Absolutely. Enjoying them. Okay. And your dad passed before her. Yeah. All right. Could very well be. Okay. Um, I need to tell you, she shows me her of not being a small lady. Okay, I hope that's okay to word it like that. That's exactly how she showed it. Just giving you a little bit more little details about her. Okay, but again, I'm just not too sure why she passed. I don't know. I'm not getting it clear enough to say it, and I will not guess. Okay, I just don't know. But it's like she doesn't want to talk about it. It doesn't matter. Okay, she got to join her husband, and that made her so happy. Okay, she does want me to quickly talk about Andrea about um, it's like the holiday table getting smaller since they're no longer here. Okay, and it was like maybe they were the glue, that kept family together. And she just wants me to talk about that, and because family is extremely important. Okay. And as I say that, though, Andrea, she shows me what looks like a sister to you or something like that, of you being very close with her. Okay. I hope that's all making sense to you. Feels like a sister, maybe a sister-in-law, something of that nature. She shows a really special bond between you and this other female who very much feels like is related to you. Okay. And that's just her way of showing how she's been watching over you guys, and knows that this relationship is. And she tells me real quick that I don't. She doesn't know if you want to hear this, but you're starting to look like her, facial wise. Your appearance, you look like your mom. Okay, and she's smiling about that. Okay. She must have been quite the hugger because she wants to hug everybody. Hug, 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 hug. All right. So just know that she's doing extremely well. Okay. And real quick, I need to talk about the color purple. I don't know why, but she wanted me to say that to you. Okay. Feels like maybe that's your favorite color. Okay. But yes, the color purple. All right. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, she just showed me these pretty massively large looking cabbage rolls. They look extremely good. Okay. Um, I could see and smell how good of a cook she was. Melissa, it's my favorite color. Oh, Melissa likes purple. Okay, Melissa. So what that means to me is that was just her way of bringing you up. Okay, that she wanted to say something to Melissa. And as I ask her, is there something wanting to be said? I don't know, but she all of a sudden she brings my attention to what looks like, oh, you make big cabbage rolls. Perfect. Um, Melissa, she draws me to what looks like a little boy. Okay, I don't know what she's getting at, if you have one, or if you're pregnant, or what the situation is, but I just need to quickly say that to you. She shows me a little boy. Okay, she's smiling. She's so happy. Okay, yes, absolutely. Loves you guys very much. You're also very strong women. Okay, and she's so proud. Oh, you have a son. Perfect. Okay, yes. She's watching over that boy too. Okay, got a little extra special place in her heart for that boy. Okay, he's not so little anymore, but he's always my little boy. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you betcha. Okay, um, I don't know. Melissa, she just gave me this detail that he wears big shoes. I, excuse me. I think that's just her way of showing you that she's around and knows. She's around a lot, and she knows little details because she shows me that his shoes are really big. That he wears a big size of shoe. Okay. All right. Oh, that's beautiful. They lived with her. That makes so much sense. Absolutely. Okay. You betcha. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Andrea and Melissa, for giving me that. He sure does. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I could see it. Is yeah. He's not a little boy. That's for sure. Um, yeah, absolutely. And I'm supposed to say one more quick thing about your son, Melissa. Grandma says he could wear a tiny bit less cologne. I don't know if she's trying to be funny or what the situation is, but she says he could wear a little less cologne. All right. So thank you so much, Andrea and Melissa, for giving me that opportunity to connect with your mom and your grandma tonight. Thank you, ladies, so much. I have this urge to cry. Okay. As you guys know what that means. Okay. I have someone here who, who is no longer here because of either a suicide, drug overdose, or something of that nature. All right. These are always, tough. I'm not saying that I don't like to connect with them because that's not true. All I'm just trying to say is, as I feel how I feel their sadness, it just makes me sad. That life was like that prior. But no, every time I I connect with loved ones who have indeed committed suicide or something of that nature, they always come in so peaceful and happy now. Okay, that they feel so much better. All right. But with this loved one, the first thing he chooses to let me know is I feel he has left a loved one behind, like a spouse, a partner, something of that nature. This is a male. Okay. Absolutely. He just couldn't kick his mental illness, his depression. He just couldn't. He tried. He tried. Okay. Oh. He shows me that you feel so much guilt, like you didn't do enough for him. Okay. There's a few of his loved ones that feel that way. They didn't do enough. All right. And that's so not true. The end result was the same no matter what. Okay. Um, he shows me, I asked him, give me some more details about himself. Okay. I would say, by what he's showing me is, I don't know if he means right now or if he means when this happened. Um, he's presenting himself in his early 50s. Okay. He shows me that him and his spouse didn't always see eye to eye. Okay. Um, Mom and dad had that there were, issues, at times. And, but the love for his kids was never ending. And, but this was a battle that, and he just showed me a beer for some reason. I don't know, but he did. So I'm just gonna say it real quick. He showed me a can of beer, as I was just about to talk about his mental health again. He also showed me drinking a beer. Okay, your brother Lynn. Okay, it could be. I don't know. All right. Um, when I asked him for something very, very specific, um, He shows me really liking dill pickles. Okay. Yeah, right. Um, he shows me that someone is reconsidering their future, whether to go to school or take another course or something of that nature. Okay, he's telling me this. Okay, I don't know exactly who he's talking about, if this is a child or what he's who he's exactly getting at. Um, but he talks about somebody, you know, looking into more education or something like that. Okay. Um, he shows me that he's sitting around a table, and family is sitting around, and good times, lots of laughs. I talk about this lots about how people being very family orientated, and it's true. When loved ones pass, um, they love to definitely spend time with their family and their friends, and they make new friends and stuff like that. Okay, um, he shows me being a dog lover too. I need to say that. Um, so all of a sudden, I could see this nice dog. Okay? As I talked about, who he spends time with in heaven, and all of a sudden, he showed me a dog. Okay, also, all right. Uh, talks about spending time with someone who likes to play bingo. Okay, and he's laughing about that, and he's kind of like shaking his head because he's like, I'm not a bingo player. Okay, but somebody is. I'm just not too sure who he means, but hopefully you'll understand. Okay. Um, yeah, absolutely. All right, Lynn, you betcha. Okay. Just know that indeed he's watching over his kids. Okay. Yeah, your mom. Okay. The bingo player, I'm assuming you mean. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Um, they enjoy cards. Lynn, I know that I have connected with your brother before, if my memory serves me. Okay. Um, so I'm asking him to tell me something new, tell me something that, you know, wasn't said before, type of thing. And he shows me that everybody's playing cards, and I can hear the radio on in the background, and they're all just, visiting and having a good time, enjoying their eternal life. Okay. You and him had a extremely close connection. Really and truly, you just did. It's like you two were the closest, and you miss him immensely. You will see him again one day. Okay? Out of the blue, I don't know what this is, but he shows me a pony. Okay, I don't know what he's getting at about that, but he shows me a pony. Okay, so thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to connect with him tonight. All right, thank you so much. Another loved one that I would love to bring forward. I have this beautiful woman here. Okay. She shows me how she got so uh, lit frail at the end of her life. Okay. She lost weight, but she shows me that she lived a good life, a relatively long life. Well, it looks like into her 80s for sure. That's how it's looking to me. Okay. Um, You're most welcome, Lynn. Okay. This frail lady. It's interesting, and I just call her that because there's not a lot to her. She just looks so frail, and I don't know if that was because of illness or what or if she was just a tiny framed lady to begin with. I really don't know. All I can do is talk about exactly as I see it, and I've asked her how come she is no longer here, and she lets me know that unfortunately she had cancer. Okay. That would explain, maybe the frailness, the thinness at the end of her life. Okay. Could be. All right. Um, she shows me her passing, her last couple of days. She shows me she's. I can see the hospital room. I can see the bed. That she lets me know that that's where she has passed on. Okay. I asked her for some more details. I'm talking about that exact situation, about her passing. She writes me the number 3. So I'm wondering if that was 3 years ago, or I'm not sure, but she wrote me the number 3. Okay. Um, she shows me that her voice, like she's almost hard to hear. She was extremely weak at the end of her life. Okay. I know that kind of goes without saying, but she's showing it to me, so I need to say it. Okay. She shows me her um, a little bit of her physical features and stuff, and she showed me that when she was feeling good, it was important that her hair looked nice. It looks like possibly a a perm or something of that. Okay. Delcy, I wonder some issues here in Nipawat. Do you mean with like am I freezing for you, or is that what you mean? Okay. But yeah, so this wonderful lady is but now she's smiling and she just went like this to me, like showing me that she's stronger now. She's so good. She just showed me that she uh really loved plants, flowers. Okay. But she drew my eyes onto like a rose bush though. I'd say a rose bush. Okay. Freezing, yes. Well, I am so sorry, uh, Delcy, that this is happening. We're doing our best to work the kinks out, and hopefully next Wednesday will be better for sure. Okay. Um, all right. Thank you so much, though. I need to talk about towards the end of her life, her like kind of choking. It feels like choking on her food. Any liquids really. Okay. Yeah. So she just wants the family to know that she feels so good now. The moment she passed. Okay. Oh, she has such a beautiful laugh. She just laughed. Oh, that was so beautiful. What a kind lady, very soft, very gentle. She would have had so many friends just as I can feel her personality. Okay. Just a lovely, lovely, lovely lady. And she just wants all of her loved ones to know that she is smiling down on them and that her eternal life is absolutely peaceful and beautiful. All right. Um, she can't wait for others to join her. But until then, she is occupying her time and visiting with the people that are there. All right. And she'll continue to keep baking. That was really cute. So keep baking all your favorite cookies. So when you get there, there'll be lots for you to eat. And that was so cute how she showed that. Okay. Um, she's doing absolutely fantastic. All right. Yes, Monica, definitely. Tyson is getting a little bit better each day. He gets a little bit stronger, and thank you, everybody. I know people are still praying for him and all of that wonderful stuff, and we really, 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 really appreciate that. All right. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in tonight on Wednesday Whispers. I do apologize again that we're having a little bit of problems with me freezing. I see a comment or two about no audio. So yes, we will do our best to get things rolling better, and I hope to see you all again next Wednesday. Happy Mother's Day again to all you wonderful mothers out there this upcoming Sunday. Thank you all so much for being